Welcome to Highway to Helms in 3, 2, 1.
Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shaking hands. Every day for me's an oyster, crack it open, find a pearl. I love the way I'm living, is what I holler to the world. Wake up in my...
What it be, yo?
Yo.
Throw that little title up there. Look at that shit. Smooth. Welcome everybody to season 3, Highway to Helms, closing in on 1,000,000.5 downloads on iTunes. Also available on the YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/ShaneHelmsCom. Let me go ahead and thank our sponsors. Got to thank HotSpots.com. Any wrestling merchandise, paraphernalia, DVDs, toys. Did I say toys? Wrestling gear. If you need gear, they got it for you. They got all that jazz. Figure4apps.com. Still the makers and producers of the only official pro wrestling iPhone iPad by a pro wrestler, I should say. The Shane event. I'm a wrestling fan. Find out all the wrestling events near you, not just TNA, not just WWE. Find out them all in the I'm a Wrestling Fan app. Same thing goes for MMA fights. Find everything out around you. Same thing goes for NASCAR and Indy racing, and I'm a race fan. And same thing goes for comic conventions, and I'm a Comic Con fan. We also got to thank RF Video for producing the one and only Shane Helms shoot. I heard it's pretty damn good. I can't swear on it, but I did do it and had a lot of fun doing it. And with that being said, let's go. Let's go to a real quick little commercial by RF Video themselves for an upcoming DVD that I definitely want to see.
Who's gonna write for me?
Right.
What writer can write for Jesse Daivari? I remember the first time a Saturday night main event. We got there, I sat down, Dick Ebersol of NBC comes up and hands me this big thick folder. I open it up. Vince says this, Jesse says this. I looked, I said, Dick, come here. I said, what the F is this? He goes, that's your script. And here's exactly what I said to him. I said, Dick, 1 year ago, NBC didn't give a rat's ass about wrestling. I said, you're going to now tell me you got some writer who can write for me? Dick Ebersol sat there and he said, ignore it. Do what you want. I said, thank you.
I think I'm very excited about that DVD. What you think?
I can't wait to see that one my damn self.
I love some Jesse the Body.
Jesse the Governor Ventura.
What about Ace the Body Ventura?
How about it?
Not quite as well known in pro wrestling circles. As a member of the Imaginary Wrestling Alliance, in which I was a world champion.
But he did have a good run with the Rigor Mortis Tortoise.
The Rigor Mortis Tortoise.
And Jean-Claude Van Vader.
Jean-Claude Van Vader. So you guys don't know shit about Jean-Claude Van Vader, but he was a tough one. I guess we'll go ahead and kick this show off. What did you think about Raw? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I gave it one of the lowest ratings in 15 years, I think I heard.
That was when I was...
Was that a razor blade mark?
Yeah.
You couldn't take it? One of the lowest ratings in 15 years. That is not good.
What was the rating?
I don't know, but it was damn low.
Below 3.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, man. I know I talked about it before, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but to me, AJ Lee is a total disconnect. I got nothing against her talent, and I don't even have nothing against her character. I think she's put in a tough situation, and for the situation that she's put in, which is not her choice, she's doing it as best as she can. For me, it's just a total disconnect. You got, at that first segment, you got CM Punk in the ring. You got Dolph Ziggler in the ring. You got Daniel Bryan in the ring. You got Paul Heyman, a powerful figure in the ring. You got Kane, the big red monster, you know, a legend who will be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. And the story is centered around a perception-wise 12-year-old looking child.
You know,
I don't get it. I don't buy it.
I'm a big fan of the Paul Heyman, CM Punk team. I mean, Paul Heyman coming out holding that belt. I mean, them two, you know, CM Punk doesn't need anybody to go out there and talk for him. That's for damn sure. But the two of them together are good. And when I see them coming out, I'm like, okay, this might be pretty good. Even they couldn't save that segment. Was it one segment? It lasted like 30 minutes.
I did a pre-record of Mike and how he felt about that first segment.
I fucking hate it. Got that shit right.
Yeah, and actually she was on there 4 or 5 times. You know, it wasn't
That was just one of them ongoing. Come on, wrap this fucking thing up. You know, make a point, do something. I tell you what.
It still says Marquee on the wrestling. Who fucked that up? Was that a famous gaff? That was a famous gaff. Maybe by Arn AA. It still says Marquee on the wrestling.
Thank you.
Man, I don't know. I just think when you got that amount of talent.
How many matches were on that whole show? 3?
No, I mean, it has. You know what? I mean, it had a couple good matches. It's real funny. They got an extra hour and they're taking out everybody's entrance. 9 times out of 10, the people were in the ring when the damn match started.
And that normally is not a good indication of your upcoming push either.
It's not normally, but even the guys that won sometimes, you know, I mean.
I don't even know where to start with that show. But, you know, I'll say this. A negative with a positive. You know what I thought the best match of the night was?
Sheamus and Damian Sandow. Damian Sandow's got a future. You know, Sheamus is getting better and better. He's still got a ways to go, but the crowd's behind him, which is important. He's believable, hard-hitting. Sandow's a good heel. He's not out there trying to get pops. He's doing his job, making people hate him, working hard.
That's Idol Stevens, isn't it?
Aaron the Idol Stevens. Yep.
I didn't even recognize him. I mean, I don't know him, but I've seen him on the internet and stuff before. He came out with that big beard and all that stuff. I didn't even put that together.
I want him to do the "This Is Sparta" kick. Just kick the shit out of people right in the chest.
Oh, yeah, that dude's good. I like Sheamus too. I'm a fan of Sheamus, but I don't know. Sometimes he was a little green or something. I don't know.
You know what I find silly is the hair.
What, the damn Beaker from the Muppet Show?
Yeah, I don't mind that it's red. Obviously, you know, he's the Ginger Avenger. But that whole,
that's a fucking super.
You know, Jersey Shore fucking high top fade that's fucking all gelled the fuck up. Rolling. So that sometimes looks a little comical to me. And I like Sheamus being serious. I like when he's out there kicking ass, man. I don't know if I'd ever want to take those damn, when he's got that guy bent over the ropes and clubbing the shit out of him.
Especially when you're already blown up to start with.
Yeah.
Fucking pound the
you can see it when you fans watch this in the future. Always look at the guy's face that's about to take it. Cause I've not seen one that looked happy or comfortable in that situation. Damn. That's very good.
I wonder how that Brogue kick is.
It probably kicks your fucking head off.
I'm thinking he might.
I got to work with Sheamus a lot when he was doing house shows before he made TV. You know, I knew something was there. He's a big old boy. He one of them big old boys. Sturdy too, man. He's got thick ass legs. He's got like tree trunk legs, man.
He looks like one of them guys that probably has to work hard not to be fat.
Oh, I don't know. But he does work out a lot. He's a big workout buff guy. So he's doing good, man. A lot of tag team wrestling. I noticed that. Yeah. As you know, I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. I prefer a great tag match over a great singles match. So a lot of good stuff like that. The tag team division is kind of taking off.
Ryback and Prince Albert. Lord Tensai.
How
would you rate that one?
I just think they can still. I think they're giving up on Tensai too soon. I don't. You know, if you're watching this, go look up Giant Bernard in New Japan Wrestling and see how good he can really be. If they just let him do his stuff. I
always thought he was good. Did you see Ryback trying to pick him up for that finish?
Yeah, that shit wasn't happening.
How'd that work? I don't think he was getting a whole lot of help there either. Do you?
That gravity's a motherfucker. See, the gravity of the situation is this, you know. But I mean, you know, Ryback, you know, they're plugging him into a top storyline. So
they'll turn on a motherfucker quick too, won't they? I mean, they were pushing Prince Albert to the moon last week, and then this week he's out there doing a job. Brodus Clay, big push, straight to Jabroni.
Who did Brodus Clay lose to? He lost pretty easily too. Come on, what you got? Waiting.
It was
waiting. How's the memory pills working out, please?
I don't know. I forgot to take them.
Who was it?
It was somebody smaller than him.
What about the? Yeah, that narrowed it down. It was Eve. I like seeing Eve out there in a little diva situation.
Oh,
Diva.
God. To my next point.
Don't overly bury nobody now. I know you want to.
I ain't gonna work with these people again. I never met Beth Phoenix, but I was always kind of a fan of her. I just like the way she looks.
Mm-hmm.
She lost me. She lost me on that one. That performance was weak.
Yeah, I might have had a bad night. I think Eve needs to work on the whip on that finish too. The finish looks a little soft, man. Put some of that in there.
On that neck breaker.
Yeah.
What about the old?
The shake, rattle, and roll.
Heck yeah, I love that shit.
Man, that'd be great. If she did a shake, rattle, and roll, that put a different spin on it, wouldn't it?
Pardon the pun.
See what you did there? I didn't even know I pun. What else was good, man? Come on, give me some good shit.
On that show, nothing. What
Mysterio and Sin Cara were good.
They're always good though. I mean, I tell you,
Primo and
Epico and
Epico.
Primo, I like them. I think they're good.
Yeah, they're underrated too. I mean, I don't know who rates, but if anybody's rating, they probably got them
I rate.
underrated. So I rate.
No, I noticed Primo when he used to tag with Carlito.
Yeah, Primo was good, man.
Because he kind of like took a back seat to Carlito because Carlito already had the established,
Right.
singles thing. And I saw Primo out there one time and that motherfucker was firing up. And I'm like, damn, that dude's good.
I like when he used to fire up and do the cartwheel and the toe touch.
Yeah. That was what it was.
That shit fucking made me laugh.
Somebody that can hit a good.
The primetime players came out looking all pimped up.
Yeah.
See, and that looked more to the gimmick. That's when they look like primetime players. When they come out in the weeks before in their homemade T-shirts, that shit did not look like millions of dollars. That shit looked like a couple bucks.
I get the whole thing about the T-shirts and wanting to sell them and stuff, but they're overdoing that a little bit.
No, I understand if it's a T-shirt that WWE has made and you're trying to sell, but you can't go out there on TV with some T-shirt that you made your fucking self at home with a printer and you got an iron-on patch or whatever the fuck it is. That shit, yeah, that wasn't millions of dollars. That was some indie shit. The shirts we had on the indies were better than that.
Yes.
We always had professional serial killer. What else was good, man?
That fucking 3 hours thing, I don't know if that's a good idea.
That was a long 3 hours, man. I'm telling you, until like the main event, and we already said our AJ thing. I stick with the show, and people that follow me on Twitter know I stick with it. I watched the whole thing, but that main event when they played AJ's music and she was going to be the referee, it was all I could to not change that channel. But evidently, I wasn't the only one.
Did you see that horse shit that the Big Show did with
the
James?
debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't good either.
I don't think they've got enough shit going on to do 3 hours of one TV show every week either. I mean, it's like the same people keep coming out.
Yes, it's the same cast of characters. When they did that first 3 hours, like that 1000th Raw-ish, not the first 3 hours, but when it started from that Raw 1000, I guess. Man, you had that suspense of there was going to be a legend show up. I think they need to go back to that because that was cool as shit. That whole 3 hours flew by because you didn't know who was going to show up. Now we're already back into the groove of we know who's going to be there. And it's like if you're an old-timey fan and you turn back on, you don't know anybody, and it's like they're kind of alienating long-term, diehard, old-school fans. They're alienating them at a faster pace than they're bringing in new fans.
I know you've made the point before that wrestling's not dead. It's still, they're still raking in big bucks. What's scary to me about it, though, is if you go back 15 years, the audience is shrinking. It's not growing. And, one of the things was, like, with the Attitude Era and Austin and Rock, it's like all of a sudden the audience went and got bigger and grew. Mm-hmm. And that hasn't happened in a long time. And,
it might not ever happen.
If the ratings keep going from 3.8 to 3.5 to 3.2, and then they get down under a 3, that's just something keeps dwindling away and it never comes back.
When it didn't help, you had a big football game on Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys, shit in the bed against the Chicago Bears.
Did you see when Romo got mad after that game and threw his helmet at the sidelines?
And he got intercepted?
Hell yeah.
I tweeted, this one was actually my best tweet of the whole thing, was that the last time the Dallas Cowboys won a game, Romo actually tried to throw it, but that got intercepted. But
I think he might suck.
That was Joe Theismann's big fucking... He said, I think we've come to the realization that Tony Romo is not a good quarterback.
Was it Alberto Del Rio?
Alberto Del Rio what?
That beat King Hippo there. What's his name?
No, I think Alberto got Coffee, didn't he? Or Kofi.
Yeah. Somebody, man, this is racking my brain. Call up the archives, man.
I don't know. Somebody
beat his ass. What about T?
It wasn't Miz, was it?
Was it?
Miz fought somebody.
He did.
Oh, no, you know who it was? It was Claudio.
Yes. It was
Claudio got his big ass up in that finish.
Yes, it was Claudio. You see, Claudio's getting pushed right now.
Getting a little push. Getting a little Swedish push.
What's his name again?
Claudio. Well, his real name? I don't know.
It's that dude from Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, he actually got, I think he was about to get hired in WWE once before and had some kind of visa issues or some shit like that. He's always been really talented. Him and Chris Hero were a really great tag team in Ring of Honor.
Where's he from?
I mean, it's like they were tag teams and like they were the kings of the tag team division, but I can't remember the name.
Outstanding. How's it mean?
No, it was, see, Kings of Wrestling was their name. So I just fucked you up. Just fucked you up right there.
Did you watch TNA?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna be able to watch it this week, man. You're gonna have to, because I fly to the UK on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? So yeah, I'm gonna have to fly there. So you're gonna have to watch it, man. TNA's, they're doing good. The Aces and 8 thing is kind of getting a little old to me. I don't, I'm a big fan of storylines taking time. I don't need
me too.
everything
I don't want to sound
exploding.
like a hypocrite and come on here and say, it's taking too long after I've been saying they need to work these storylines longer. I like the storyline. I must say it does keep me tuning in week after week to see what they're going to do next, which I like TNA show. I think they got a good show. I think they got good wrestling. I like the concept. I like the backstage stuff they do. The backstage stuff looks real.
Mm-hmm.
That Aces and 8 segment they did this week was just maybe a little bit too much.
Might be a little much. That, the gut check things too. I'm wishy-washy on that. Yeah, I don't want to see shit like that.
I don't like the as a person that you and I had to work hard to get a break in this business. I don't like these guys that walk in off the streets and take that easy path.
Well, I mean, personally, that's not why I don't like it. I'm just not interested. I want to see stars. When I watch TV, I want to see stars. I don't watch a TV show. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna watch, fucking Sons of Anarchy and watch some guy trying to get cast on a role. That has totally got nothing to do with the show.
In high school?
Yeah, some high school kid trying to, I think I can play a good motorcycle. It completely takes me out of the element of wrestling. I don't want to.
I guess they're trying to cash in on the whole
American Idol thing that was big fucking a decade ago. Yeah.
These TV people will stick with something.
They'll beat a fucking dead horse. Mike, let me ask you how you feel about beating a dead horse.
I fucking hate it!
There you go. Goodness gracious, man. We got Sean Daivari coming up in a little bit. You see SeanDaivari.com. You got to check him out.
Is that his bones to the face pose?
That is his bones.
Man, look at that motherfucker in that picture back there.
Boy, he's deezed up.
Sure is.
Let's go to this little short commercial about top rope belts. Top rope belts, man. They actually made that PWI championship I usually have over here, but I got it packed up.
You taking that with you? Is that going on the road with you?
It goes on the road with me, man. I keep my championship with me. I didn't make it. I mean, I won the thing, but they're the ones who made it. It's the best championship I've ever seen. They actually made Jeff Hardy's belt too. That one with the face when he was the TNA champion, had his own belt. They made that for him. They do some really great work. So go to Top Rope Belts if you want a belt, a championship belt. But yeah, Daivari had a good little interesting run. It's gonna be fun to talk to him about. What else? Did you watch the UFC this week? It's on free TV. What did I do? Oh, I went and saw Mickie James perform.
How was it?
Man, she's good. I was sitting there telling her I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping she'd be bad so I could bust on it.
Was it a wrestling show or was it just a concert?
No, just a concert, man. She sings her ass off, man. That's a lot of ass, girl. She's good though. She's really good. Yeah, I got the CD, got everything, man. We had a good time. Me, Jeff Hardy, Beth. We're down there. A couple of their friends.
Where was
Big Carrie? Remember Carrie, Tattoo Carrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. Nightstick Eddie Brown showed up. Magnus from TNA showed up.
Did you see what Magnus did when they sent him out of the room when he was jacking with Samoa Joe?
Oh, like he pushed on the door and it went open or something?
Yeah. What was funny, he fucking made me laugh. As he was walking out the door and Samoa Joe was laughing and he looked at Samoa Joe and went, ugh. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Jolly. I like what he did. I like Samoa Joe. I like this Samoa Joe Ken Anderson match, man.
Yeah,
Choked his ass out. That's what happens, man. That's Daivari. Sometimes you gotta choke a motherfucker out.
I like TNA, man. That's a good wrestling show.
Yeah. That's more of a traditional wrestling show. I like that wrestling matters. You know what I mean? And WWE has the in-ring talent. That's
Well, see,
not
that's the
arguable.
thing
They
too.
have the talent, but they gotta let them do it.
You know, a lot of times you're on here talking about shit, and it's just like you said, people doing the best they can with what they're told to do.
Right.
I mean, because they don't have a whole lot of creative freedom up there, do they?
No.
I mean, it's pretty much do
Yeah.
this.
Do what we tell you.
Yeah. I mean, if you change it or deviate from it, unless you're one of the really big stars, you're gonna get your ass in trouble.
Like a motherfucker.
So I mean, you can't say. Like I've always been a big fan of Prince Albert. I always thought they were missing the boat with him back 10 years ago when he was up there working with Test.
Man, I said, his work is Giant Bernard in New Japan. It's badass, man. He's that Stan Hansen, Brody type style. And I mean, I actually liked that when him and Brodus right there beating the piss out of each other last week or the week before, and then Big Show came out there and kind of kiboshed it. But before that, man, that was a little hard hitting match. I like seeing that. I like seeing physicality. You know, let the guys go. Let the big guys be big.
Come out there and punch both of them out.
Yeah.
I didn't like him throwing that big hands of stone thing from the ring apron like he did. I mean, don't you think if you're gonna have that as what they're trying to make it, that it needs to look, and you can't just walk up and.
I just don't know what you do with Big Show at this point. There's nothing that's going to be news, nothing I haven't seen before. A talented guy, great big man, no doubt, but it's like we've been there and we've done that to death. So what do you do?
They flip-flop him back and forth between being a comedy act and being a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, I mean, to me, you know, they're doing that with Kane right now. I know you like that gimmick. It's kind of funny. But, you know, then all of a sudden when they want to make Kane this big dark monster again next year, people are going to be thinking back to when he was doing comedy skits with Daniel Bryan and the Roadside Diner there.
No, I don't think so. I think people have a really short-term
memory.
And if it's done right, anything can work with done right.
Who said that?
Your mama.
No. Chavito said that.
Yeah, anything done right, we'll get over it.
Anything can be done if it's done right.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, it's not like, it's not like I said, it's not like anything's new going to come out of this. So we'll see, I guess. You know, but then again, he's good. Like at the end of that promo when he got real serious, that part I liked.
You talking about the debate?
Yeah, the debate, but getting there took forever.
I turned my back for a minute, and all of a sudden his podium was like laying in a shambles.
That's because his podium fell asleep. That's how boring that fucking debate was.
Or did
it
just fell apart?
I don't know if it was like maybe. I'm guessing that maybe when shit got serious, he was going to smash it. Is my guess.
So it was gimmick like that announcer's table that like to kill Kurt Angle.
And I haven't asked anybody that. That's just That's pure speculation. But that damn fucking podium just fainted.
Remember when that gimmick got announced table at time and the Hunter and Kurt Angle fell through it and like the damn broke Kurt Angle's face off?
Face off. Sometimes you gotta break a motherfucker's face off
to get your point across.
Just to get your point across. What else we got going on, man? Anything good?
Big football game this weekend.
Florida State and my beloved NC Wolfpack.
So what is your prediction on that?
Florida State's probably gonna kick our damn ass.
You mean like 34-0 like they did last year? You know what makes it hard to win a football game?
Not scoring points.
Exactly. That'll do it every time. Florida State didn't play that great this weekend.
Wow, what was the score?
30-17.
Oh, some vulnerabilities. Who are they playing?
South Florida. It was one of those games where Florida State would go down the field and miss a field goal. Then they'd go down the field, score a touchdown, and they'd call it back on a penalty.
Miss a field goal?
Yeah.
You gonna bring up missing field goals to me?
They missed it.
Do you watch my beloved Redskins?
He finally hit one at the end, didn't he? What did he miss? Oh, was he 0 for 4 in that game? You know,
he missed 3.
He'd be 0 for fired.
If he didn't make that last one, man, his ass would have got a pink slip.
You know. When the ball's just sitting.
When that's your job.
Yeah.
You got one job.
You don't have to run. You don't have to tackle anybody.
And I will say, people, they think that kicking's easy. I tried to be a kicker. Kicking ain't easy. I tried to be a kicker in high school football. That shit's tough. Not everybody can do it. Trust me.
But if you have
But
done
if
it
that's
well
your
enough,
job, yeah,
get a contract on the damn Washington Redskins. The
you get
expectation should
paid
be that you
at
make
least at the minimum a 6-figure deal, and probably way more, in the upper 6
them.
figures.
You don't have to get tackled. You don't have to get hurt. You can damn do the shit until you're 50 years old, apparently.
You just take a couple steps, kick a fucking football right through the uprights. That's all you do. That's your job. I imagine there's more pressure on them, though. I imagine that's even more pressure on them, man. This is all I gotta do. I can't fuck it up.
Yeah, knowing that the rest of the team is going to damn stick your head in the toilet when you get in the locker room for missing it.
And it's kind of unfair, too, because, it's kind of unfair to them sometimes because it's not like they're not the ones out there fucking up on defense. They're not the ones out there not scoring touchdowns on offense. But if they miss a fucking field goal, it's like, you cost us the game.
Yep.
But you missed 3 of them. Motherfucker, that's 2. I can't have that. We had a bad kicker last year. I thought we got rid of that motherfucker. Now we got another one.
These are probably all kickers from Florida State. Fucking wide right. Made that shit a catchphrase.
Laces out. Oh, that shit drove me crazy. I was on my damn couch about to pull my fucking teeth out with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch.
RG3's getting it done.
RG3's playing, man. He's playing good. What about Cam Newton? His ass ain't getting it done.
Yeah, what happened to him? His wheels fell off, didn't they?
And he's a little whiny motherfucker, too.
But you gotta like the gimmick.
Yeah, if you're winning. Don't go out there and be Superman in the end zone when your ass is losing.
Well, when he just scored the first touchdown of the game and the other team's got 42 points and there's a minute left.
Yeah. Motherfucker, ain't nothing super about that. Maybe he's got to stick to the gimmick, though. He got to get it over.
He's trying to get it over, and he's going to write a book one of these days.
I mean, he did invent that, right? That whole.
Superman did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Superman's a gimmick infringement.
Speaking of gimmick infringement, let's go to this second little commercial for this RF video shoot with Jesse, the body, the governor of Ventura.
I wasn't as good because they gave me Jim Ross. He sucked. And you know why? He wouldn't put me over. He'd ignore me. I'd say something outrageous and Ross would just ignore me. He wouldn't work with me. I remember my greatest one was when I got the killer bees in the body shop and they had just returned from a trip to Australia.
Right.
And I looked at it, both killer bees. I said, so tell me, while you guys were in Australia, did you manage to drop any pollen? Right. Oh my God, Brian Blair and Brunzell just froze up. They looked at me like, how the hell do we say something after that?
Right, exactly.
And in fact, Brian's a good friend. Brian came up to me later, he goes, Jesse, you SOB, and jokingly. Right. He said, how the hell do you expect us to answer something like that? Did you drop any pollen while you're in Australia? And he backstabbed me because I helped him get the top job there. I supported him because he worked me. He pretended he was my friend. Eric Bischoff's a sleaze, in my opinion. But I will tell you today, I'll come back tomorrow if he puts the decimal point in the right spot. Not that I'm hurting.
Right.
I don't need it. And I just say that because I say, you'll always work if the decimal point's in the right place. So you can take that message back. Vince could have me back tomorrow if he puts the decimal point in the right place. Put it this way, I created Jesse Ventura. I'll kill him too. I wasn't.
Gotta have it. I didn't like him busting on Jim Ross though, man. Got love for Jim Ross.
I'm glad to hear that.
Got love for him.
What were you a big Jesse Ventura fan back in his day?
Hell yeah.
Were you a fan of him as a wrestler, an announcer, or all of it?
An announcer. I mean, his wrestling wasn't bad. He wasn't great as an in-ring performer, but he was good for what he was. Obviously a big fan of the superstar, Billy Graham. So
he influenced a lot of people with it.
Who, Billy Graham? Hell yeah.
And then when he came back, he did that stupid bald-headed karate gimmick.
The strange reappearance of superstar Billy Graham. Man, I think you talk about influential people, man. Gorgeous George, superstar Billy Graham, the boogeyman Jimmy Valiant,
Buddy
Rogers. There's only a short, select few.
You're going to get to that part where the entertainers start making their way into the business.
Yeah.
Instead of the old bald-headed guys with black trunks and black boots, and then you get Gorgeous George on the scene. Did you ever watch some of Gorgeous George's stuff? on YouTube or something like that.
I watched Gorgeous George in WCW. That motherfucker was fine.
Oh.
Savage's girl.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. I met her on Ready to Rumble too, boy. Damn.
Did you know Robbie Combs kin to him somehow?
Is that legit?
He says he is. Of course, if he says he is, then that must be true.
What was your point? Speak up.
I was saying, have you ever watched Gorgeous George's stuff?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Nothing I
The
can.
motherfucker was good.
A lot of prancing around and shit with him. He can
Yeah.
make people hate him.
Walk and talk, baby.
That's where Ali got his gab from. Ali says, Muhammad Ali says, he said that several times. He got his gift of gab or the idea to be so outspoken and talkative from watching Gorgeous George.
Do you remember what his catchphrase was?
Who?
Gorgeous George.
No.
He'd get the referee to come over there and touch his arm or something.
Mm-hmm.
Get your filthy hands off of me, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I remember Superstar Billy Graham one time, Mean Gene went to ask him a question. He goes, don't put the microphone in front of the arms, Gene. People got to see the arms. Love some Billy Graham.
Whatever happened to him?
Billy Graham?
I mean, how did he go from Superstar Billy Graham to being part of Paul Jones's army and them?
I don't know, man. He never got the. I think because he was such a big star in WWF, the NWA didn't want to give him the push that he probably deserved as a way of saying, hey, our guys are better than a former WWF champion. A lot of politics involved.
That's a lot of that cutting your nose off to spite your face, too.
Yeah, because he was great, man. He was great.
Did you ever see the...
Don't put the microphone in front of
Did you ever see the DVD that WWE put out on him?
Yeah, I got
Ahead of their time, ahead of his time. It's good. You watched it?
Yeah.
Sound like he got a little bit of that Ole Anderson bitterness going there for a while.
He can. A lot of old timers get that, man. You know.
If you get in this business, shit don't last forever.
It don't last forever.
Have an exit strategy when you go in.
Well, I don't even know if you need an exit strategy because more than likely it's going to end abruptly and you're going to be ill prepared for it. But what you got to realize is that it's going to end for everybody. You know, I mean, you might be that 0.5% that's going to make enough money that'll sustain you for the rest of your life.
Like The Undertaker?
Like The Undertaker, John Cena, Sean Hunter. There's a few. But most of the guys in there, make all the money you can, save that shit, and be prepared
to do something else.
Be prepared to do something else, man. You can't if wrestling is your only interest, it's going to be hard when it's over.
You know, I wonder about, a lot of people tend to glorify the territory days.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what life was like for somebody back then. I mean, not a top guy like Hulk Hogan or Andre, but I'm talking about a journeyman.
I bet it was fucking hard as hell. I bet you had no life.
I bet you didn't make nearly as much money as people would think you did.
Mm-mm.
I bet you had to move a lot.
Probably didn't have a lot of tax problems because you couldn't find your ass.
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, Dan, what do you do? How do you have a house somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you hear about guys living in their cars and all this type of shit. Like that.
I mean, I was reading a little bit in
That's why I bought a truck.
I was reading a little bit in Rocky's book about life on the road when his dad was wrestling.
Yeah.
And there was one of them live in Hawaii for 6 months, go live in Florida for 6 months. I mean, that's probably what it was like. That's about what a run lasted for an not an underneath guy, but a mid card guy. 6 months.
Why they do it? Why would they do it, Mike?
One run and you're done.
One run and done.
Go to the next territory and do it again.
Well, cool, man. I think we're going to go to a little break here, and we're going to come right back with Sean Daivari. And we're back. Got to once again thank hotspots.com. Any merchandise, wrestling paraphernalia, DVDs, action figures, yada yada you need, hotspots.com is the one to go. Figure4apps.com, the maker of still the only official Pro Wrestler iPhone app out there. The Shane event, the updates coming hopefully next week, I believe. Also got to thank RF Video for producing the one and only Shane Helms shoot. Go to rfvideo.com and buy that shit. It's totally ridiculous for what we're going to do. Anyway, as we announced earlier, we got a very special guest, known in certain circles as Sean Daivari. What's going on, buddy?
What am I known as in other circles?
A dirty, disheveled, disgusting fucking human being. This is exactly what you are.
I think that's what I'm known as. I don't think anyone knows me as Sean Daivari. They only know
So, man, I guess we're going to get to the hot story. Apparently, I want to preface this by saying, before the story broke of you choking the fuck out of somebody, do you remember that time I stole Muhammad Hassan's headpiece and was running around the arena with it? And, of course, he was all mad. So I'm gonna post this picture up so people can see. And so, and I was talking about this. I watch Homeland. This is what happens. And anyway, and so apparently Daivari didn't like me stealing his gimmick. So now he's gonna go after my superhero gimmick himself. That's what I'm thinking happened. But in your words, tell us what happened.
I was on the train and I was heading to the airport in Minneapolis, and you know, anytime you do like public shit, like public transportation, there's always some crazy motherfuckers like screaming shit and talking about Jesus and God's gonna kill you and just, you know, random crazy shit. Somebody pissing in the corner of the bus or something like. And there was just this crazy guy screaming some like, "Fuck these Jews, these spit goo motherfuckers," you know, this shit that comes here. And I kind of was just like, whatever, it's no big deal. Like, crazy people are crazy. And then like one Asian guy who got mad at being called the gook 600 times was just like, "Hey, sit down and shut up. You're like making everybody uncomfortable." And that's when he got in that dude's face and was like, you know, kind of, the guy was sitting, was the first part. The other dude was standing. So you know in that predicament, that guy's gonna get fucked up. The guy's standing is upset.
Yeah.
Had the high ground on him.
And then he got right on top of him. It was just like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna fucking kill you," and blah blah blah. And in the state of Minnesota, you know, it's fucking Jesse Ventura State, he put in the law that in public places you have a right to carry. So that guy could have had gun in his pocket, totally legal, you know, riding public transportation and stuff, or a knife or some shit. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna wait and find out what the fuck happened, like if this guy's actually killing him or if he's just a crazy person talking crazy, because I didn't want the police to come on the bus to like try and solve a homicide and I ended up missing my flight. So I ended up getting behind the guy. I have him in a fucking sleeper hold, and I started choking him out, but I really didn't have like an exit strategy. I was gonna choke this motherfucker.
Didn't we just talk about that?
For what? And then like as he passed out, we just happened to hit a fucking stop. The bus indoors opened up. I was like, well, that's good enough for anything. I just got a shit can out the door.
He's Batman.
You're Batman.
You kept making the stops.
You kept, and then you made all the stops the whole while.
They kept ringing the bell.
I swear to God, from when I dumped that motherfucker out till I got to the airport, it was about 25 minutes. And people are fucking pushing the emergency call button the whole time, and fucking, not even a fucking mall security guy showed up.
Oh, that is fucking. So, let me get this. I have a different theory, okay? Let's say you didn't try to steal my gimmick. Now, you used to play a terrorist on TV. There's a terrorist on your bus. Are you upset that he's stealing your shit, and that's why this went down?
I was more upset that he wouldn't shut up. I was trying to sleep. I was sick as fuck. I just got like diagnosed with strep throat, and I got my penicillin, and they're like, "Oh, first the penicillin will make you really sick, and then you'll start getting better." So I was just like sick as fuck, and I'm sitting in the bus, like had my headphones in on the train, and just kind of rocking. It's cold as shit. I just want to get home, and this guy's just ruining my fucking day.
So not only are you dirty, disheveled, and disgusting, you're also diseased at this point in time.
Right now, well, now I'm better. Well, see, that's the funny part. This shit happened like last week, and I don't know what happened that between last week, because on the train, I don't think anyone knew who I was.
Right.
They were just kind of like, "Oh, good job, that was really nice of you," and then fucking by the time yesterday rolled around, I guess someone somewhere figured out it was me or knew who I was or watched the footage and said, "Oh, that's Sean Guevara," or
There's
whatever.
footage?
And then it became a
Where's the footage at?
I want to see the footage.
Security footage or something?
I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if there's footage or what.
Oh.
I just somehow between last week and yesterday, someone found out that it was me, and then it became news.
Well, at least you made your TMZ debut, and it wasn't like I made my TMZ debut. You know, your story is way better than when I was on there. So we got that's a damn good.
Crazy, almost had to get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy. That is a fucking outstanding story though, man. So that's got to be your new gimmick now. I think you got to turn babyface.
I got joke. Well, see, that's the thing is I really don't know how big that thing is. Like, you're
It
a
was
lot,
it-
you're
it-
a lot better about the internet shit than I am. Like, I don't know.
I saw it first thing this morning.
I've seen it everywhere. I saw it in the Huffington Post. You know, I mean, I've seen it pop up quite a bit, man. And I know you're gonna do House of Hardcore, and I actually meant to download a commercial for them so that they could show. I'm gonna be in UK this weekend, so but I know you got that House of Hardcore show with Tommy Dreamer, man. I would go out there, man. You need to get some American flag trunks, and you'd be the American terrorist or some shit like that. And man, I'd be a fucking babyface. I don't think American terrorist would work, but you know.
I think I can rent Lex Express from Hertz for about $40 a day.
The Green Lantern just there's a Muslim Green Lantern now, man. Not that you're Muslim, but just saying. Just thought I thought, you know, just lump them all together.
A stereotype. That's wrong.
Hey man, he did used to look at this. We used to get when I was Gregory Helms and I had the beard. I'm gonna post that picture of a WrestleMania bus. Look at these two motherfuckers. That shit looks evil, don't it? You remember the one I'm talking about where we're doing the fucking big ass?
Yeah. People used to always think with the same me, like me, you, and Chavo. I don't know if you got it a lot, but I got was mixed up with you. You had when you're doing Gregory Helms, and I used to get mixed up with Chavo all the time.
I never got Chavo. I got
the difference between black people. That's why I was always tell Chavo was like to white people, it's like all brown people are the same, but to black people, they kind of mix. Like, oh no, he's Persian brown, he's Mexican brown.
So how did I fit now?
Like, I think you look like me when we both had the short hair before my hair started falling out when we had the beards and everything.
Why did your hair go in the Exodus? What about in Germany when they were going to arrest you because they thought you were me?
Yeah, that's right. You were gonna let it happen. I think somebody.
If we were in America, it would have happened. It's only because we were overseas that some football player tried to be an asshole, so I had to knock his fucking teeth out for him. Legit. He tried to sue me for that shit too. Anyway.
Well, that's kind of my concern right now. I'm afraid, like, I liked the last week when nobody knew what the fuck happened. Everybody's talking about this. Like, some motherfucker's gonna come try and sue me for nothing.
Nah, fuck that shit. But anyway, we all fucking got away from the situation. You know, it was just some drunk asshole. He actually tried to fight Tatanka at first. And Tatanka, and I was going, oh god, we almost out of this club. Let's just get the fuck out of here before this shit gets out of control. And then the guy tried to pull me backwards down a fucking flight of stairs.
What was he gonna jump on that big motherfucker for?
I don't know, but he'd have much rather jumped on Tatanka then, because I sent that motherfucker rolling. And then we go outside, and like we're all in these buses leaving, and but it took a while for everybody to get out of there. And that's when these football players, they come and they wanted to fight us, but we had Kali, Mark Henry, Bobby Lashley, Chris Benoit, me, you, Matt. Well, he was on the phone over there talking to his girlfriend like this, la 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 la. And so we're on these fucking like these cab bus gimmicks to go back to the hotel. And I kind of think it's over. Like, this shit, you know, there's no big deal. Shit happened and now it's over. But then apparently, like, somebody had called a cop or whatever the fuck they called over there. And a guy goes over there and they describe him and they see fucking Daivari standing over there. And he's like, yeah, that's that motherfucker right there.
Get him.
And they go over there and get him. And Daivari's like, what? Huh? If we were in America, your ass would have been gone.
Yeah, the best part too was like you made up the thing about the fucking dude that got on ice skates when a guy comes power walking around the corner to fucking kill everybody, and then he like almost like ran into Kali like he saw a fucking like legit transformer, and he was like,
yeah, he came walking around. He came power walking around. They called like because that was his it was his younger brother. And the dude was still a lot bigger than me, but now he's got his bigger brother coming over there. Who is my brother? Who is my brother? And then he saw Kali and that bitch said, like a fucking ice skates. He's like, shh. He's like, god damn. He's like. And he just looking for anybody else in the world to start some shit with. Then fucking, and like I said, we had like a big wall of fucking people out there. But anyway,
what was the Ming story you told that time? Didn't you say Ming put the damn?
Were you there in Japan when Ming grabbed that motherfucker in his finish?
No, yeah, but not so weird about that. Someone said like shit got really fucking serious, and then Ming did his fucking like gimmick finish, but it was like a real finish, and like fucking actually stopped the fight.
Man, it was why it happened? See, why it happened was what did happen? I can't fucking remember.
How about the memory pills?
That's what happens when you got too many fucking things happen to you. Like I always tell people, like they always ask me about like different stories and stuff, and I tell like 2 or 3, and every one of them, you're always a common like running thread. But it's not just me; it's everybody. Everybody got these fucked up stories. It's like, yeah, and then hurricane. Like, you're just always around with shit those fucking bananas.
Man, what were we even just talking about just there? I don't know.
No, you told me this a while back. You said that y'all were in a bar or something, and the park, y'all got out in the parking lot fucking with some people, and all of a sudden you looked over there and Ming had that guy in the damn.
No, I was sitting there watching it. I was watching this shit unfold. Like, I think somehow it started with Jericho. I think Jericho started, like, some guy wanted to beat up Jericho, and Ming was trying to dissolve the situation. And so then this guy wants to start talking shit to me.
Why would you do that?
I don't fucking know. But he's sitting there, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing I know, Ming grabs that motherfucker in the gimmick. And that son of a bitch is choking to death. He's like, like that. And I'm just sitting there, man. I'm like a little kid watching this shit like, what the fuck?
Damn, it really works.
And he chokes that son of a bitch all the way down and puts his damn knee in his throat. And I'm like, god damn, he's killing him. And there's this fucking, and then some guys.
Were the cops coming or something?
No. We're in a club. It's like an underground club in Japan. And so, you know that club we all had to go downstairs in?
gas pack.
There you go. And so then some other guys run over there and tries to do something, and fucking Bubba Ray put the damn double jab on the motherfucker and split his head apart. And I was like, God damn. And it's like I was going, God damn. And so then this fucking big bouncer's trying to get Ming off the guy, right? And he can't budge him. And this fucking bouncer's gigantic, but Ming is fucking gutting.
Was it a Japanese guy?
The bouncer was a big black American guy, strangely enough. But anyway, he can't move fucking Ming at all. And then I go over there and I go, Ming, we need to go. He goes, okay, brother. You know how fucking soft spoken and tender hearted he can be at times? He goes, okay, brother. And so then we're leaving and we're going up the stairs and like some fucking one of the hookers or something bumped into Amy Lita real hard, about knocked her down. And fucking Lita pushed her, and it's like, it was another, goddamn! And I was just like, get the fuck out! And we all had to get out and go on the bus. I was like, get this motherfucker out of here. Like, luckily, this was like one time where I didn't fucking do anything. I was just trying to dissolve whatever.
That's the best part, though. These fucking tragedies just keep unfolding, like a multi-layered, like, finish, where you think you get out of this shit, and then you just step in a bigger pile.
How about my first match ever?
Fucking awful. But then, like, the next day, you're all sitting around breakfast and you're talking about it, and you're just fucking belly rolling for hours.
Yeah.
How about my first match in the WWE against Taku?
How'd that work out for you?
Motherfucker closed my damn windpipe.
Oh, that fucking. Yeah, I could.
I think what his knee in his throat.
Yeah, I don't know if he did. I couldn't remember it after that. Then I was sniffing Andre's armpit after that.
What about where were we when I dusty elbowed that guy in the back of the head?
We were in England, but I don't remember where. I want to say like Manchester or somewhere. But we were leaving the nightclubs like at like 3-4 a.m. And this guy and this girl were like street fighting in the street.
And the streets are packed. Remember how fucking bad? Like it was ridiculous.
I think bars closed or something. I think we were like in the nightclub district. Bars closed. The streets were just flooded with motherfuckers.
And so
I ain't heard this one yet. Now, well,
you might have to stand up and demonstrate. Yeah, like we're fucking having a good time or whatever, and we just see and this girl is like kind of fucking, trying to swipe at the guy, and they're kind of like fucking slap boxing. And anyway, I don't know why, but I decided to give this guy like the running. I think more of a macho elbow to the back of the head, like not even like with the point, not even to hurt him.
Just to try something.
But just to fucking make him laugh. That's the real reason I did it. I was like, hey, Daivari. I was like, hey, watch it. Like, boom. And so the guy stumbles forward. Like this. He stumbles forward, and that chick goes, boom! She uppercutted that motherfucker and knocked his ass out.
So you created the necessary diversion.
Yeah, it was like damn Ayukin Street Fighter shit. Shit. Boom! And boy, we said, God damn! And then we started laughing about that shit. And we took off running like nobody was even chasing something. I think we just ran.
That was the same night where we ended up going back in the hotel and just screaming out, "Who fucked Goldust?"
Who did fuck Goldust? Wow.
I don't know who fucked him, but it just sounded funny. It had a nice ring to it.
Yeah, remember I said it, and somebody was like, "Shh, you shouldn't say that." And so then that just made us do it louder. Yeah, and we just yelled, "Who fucked Goldust?"
What is it, like he's sensitive about that or something?
No, because we saw it.
I think he was let go like 6 months before. It just had a nice ring to it.
Yeah, because I would always do that. Who fucking? I don't think you know about that. There's a Jamie Foxx bit where he goes, "Who fucking?" Now he says he went to the Playboy Mansion and said, "Who fucking?" So when I got invited to the Playboy Mansion, I really did it. I go down there by the grotto and all that shit, and I went to that little game room area and pushed the door open, and I go, "Who fucking?" And everybody just looked at me like, "Who the fuck is this motherfucker?" And I go, And so I did that just so I could tell people I did it. And then that became a locker room joke that we'd all just randomly yell out, "Who fucking?" And then somehow that morphed into Who Fuck Goldust that particular night.
And then I think for a short while, Who Gold Fucked Us.
Who Gold Fucked Us?
Was that when the dyslexic guy started saying it?
I don't know. You had to find ways to have fun on the damn road or you lose your damn mind.
And it was normally
we had fun because we lost our damn mind.
Probably right.
I feel more well-centered as a human being now.
I'm way nicer now. I was fucking on pins and needles half the time. You had to be, because they were always wanting to fuck with the little guys. If we were in a club and somebody wants to do some shit, except for that one mean situation, 9 times out of 10, they always want to fuck with guys our size.
Me and you were really a couple of pricks back in the day.
No, you were a fucking prick.
No, you were a prick too.
I was a prick by association.
But still a prick.
By osmosis.
Motherfucking osmosis. What's going on with the House of Hardcore? Is that going to be like an ongoing bad territory? What's going on with that?
So I think that building is awesome. There was the guy that Mike O'Brien used to run in there. He used to do fucking great business, and like it's a good city that likes wrestling. Like anytime you do them conventions or like the suburbs to New York are always just such a fucking good spot for like pro wrestling. Just the families there, there's kids there, but there's also like the whole adult culture that they used to go when they were kids. It's like it reaches across two demos. Like kids like to go and adults like to go, so the thing is always full. And now Dreamer has kind of controlled the building, I think. So I think if this fucking thing is a success, yeah, I think his plans are to do it regularly and even tour it. But it's always that first thing. I mean, I wanted to do that. I wanted to fucking run these WWFX shows and run them and tour them. But you can only provide as much product as there is demand. And right now, there ain't much demand for anything. You can't give them much product.
There you have. There you motherfucking have.
That was pretty intense.
Well, we got the man for Highway to Helms. We're working on 1.5 million downloads on this motherfucker.
Shoot, damn right.
I mean, that's fucking more than like the typical wrestling show gets now, with the exception of Raw or SmackDown, seriously.
But that's not per episode. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
95,000 of my friends and family.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends, a lot of family.
I don't.
I don't. You got any other big shows coming up other than that?
Nothing big. I mean, the day before I'm gonna be doing this family wrestling entertainment show in Brooklyn. That he's a kid named Jordan. He runs those shows. They're pretty fucking good. And then I was actually supposed to go to Chile like at the end of December. Kevin Nash. I just did a tour for him in Aruba, and he's supposed to be doing another one in Chile. He just called me about. So if that goes, it'll be all right. But you know how things are. Like sometimes I have a calendar with like maybe like 30 dates on it, like 30 shows over like 31 days, and by the time they're actually executed, it's like 7 shots.
Well, when they all cancel?
Yeah, they all cancel or fall apart or just your plane ticket doesn't come. I was just going to say, we go for it. You said you're going to England this weekend. It's like, you don't know you're going until you fucking get to the airport and know what seat you're in.
Oh, man. Oh, no, I got the seats. This shit did happen to me. I was going to England 2 years ago, and a fucking promoter waited to the last minute to give me my fucking plane tickets. And on the way back, I had all middle seats. And I'm not a diva. I don't got to have first class. I ain't got to be business. I'll sit back and coach and chill. Because I know that's just at work anyway. The only thing you get in first class is fucking free alcohol. Alcohol ain't that fucking expensive. And I don't need to get fucking drunk on a goddamn flight, so I'll save that for the club. But anyway, this motherfucker waited to the last minute and then tried to fly me middle seats all the way back. And I was like, nope. And he did that shit on purpose. I said, well, my ass ain't coming. And that was the day of. So anyway, whenever they know, and I make that shit well known. You try to put me in a middle seat, you better have a backup plan.
Well, wasn't the same thing happened? Like, didn't it happen to you though when you were going to Japan? Like, weren't you supposed to go with Shelton, and Shelton was in the middle seat, and you just wouldn't go, and you lost your tag partner?
Yeah, that's what happened. I don't know if me and Shelton were supposed to. No, me and Shelton were going to team. I was going to do a singles match over there, but me and Shelton were going to meet up in Atlanta or somewhere. No, Shelton called me from Atlanta, asked me where I was at. And I was like, I was going through somewhere else, New York or some shit, and he goes, man, he was telling me he's in Atlanta. He said, man, they got me in the middle seat all the way. I'm going back home. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, I'm getting on another plane. I'm going back home. And that motherfucker went back home.
He won't fly in the middle seat.
Fuck no. Man, that's just common respect. I know it may come off whiny or bitchy to some people.
How do you think I feel when I get in one?
But fuck that middle seat shit, man. I don't need. This is my 23rd year. I do not need to be in a fucking middle seat.
No one does.
Were you on that flight when we were coming back from South America, and the fat guy was flipping out that I needed to buy South Africa, and the guy was yelling at me saying that I needed 2 seats, and he was surrounded by like Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch, and like Gene Snitsky.
But that's
all seats around him.
But that's just because you were stinking.
He was fucking Indian. He's not worse.
He fucking have. He was an Indian coming from South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa. We're gonna go back to. It was one of those crazy fucking travel days, for like 36 hours, and like I was fucking miserable as shit. And then we were like heading straight into TV and something, and like he's yelling at me about being on the armrest too much. And I can't fucking get any narrower. Like there's nothing I can do about this matter. And then he's like buzzing the flight attendant saying like he's too big, he needs 2 seats. All I could do was look around. Literally, in the aisle seat across from was Snitsky. In front of me was fucking Lance Cade, and behind me was Trevor Murdoch. I was like, motherfucker, like you got the golden egg in this one. Like this could be so much worse for you.
Goodness gracious. You do, man. You all getting jacked. I got the picture of your website. Where's that damn thing at? That deleted already? Oh, here it is. You're doing this fucking pose here?
Yeah.
Look at his damn chest in the back.
Look at your motherfucking ass.
They're called titties.
That was you did that like for Sports Illustrated or something, right? That barbell.
That was actually a TNA picture, but they used it for GQ magazine in the Middle East. Like they did like a write up about me in there, and they did that. I did the only like legitimate like sports stuff or like bodybuilding stuff I did was at the Gold's Gyms in Texas. They had like a shoot for like all the Southeast markets. So like I did a photo shoot with them and like all the new Gold's Gyms in Southeast Texas. Like they have me on the bullshit they have on the fucking walls, just like different people working out stuff. That was pretty cool. Something I got to do when I was still in Houston. But other than that, it's just fucking vanity for wrestling.
It'd be great if like they put that in all the Gold's Gyms. So anytime you need to go work out, you're like, hey, you see that guy right there? Anyway, I can get a hookup. The only gym that doesn't give me a hookup is the gym in my own hometown.
They never do.
Like every other gym I go to in the world, they're like, yeah,
anywhere in the world, you get a free workout except for like where you live.
yeah. They're like, nah, you gotta pay. I mean, I think they give me some kind of weird discount, but it ain't that free. It ain't that free 99 one that I like so much.
I worked out at the Powerhouse up there for a year for free. And then all of a sudden one day they walked in there and said, "You got a membership?"
Did you say yeah? I lost it.
Yeah, I lost it
3 years ago.
They said, "Why don't you get fucking lost, motherfucker? Get out of here."
How you feel
He's gonna
about?
walk in like you own the place.
How you feel about this?
That motherfucker's got Parkinson's.
This motherfucker. You ever met him?
No.
You like him because he's fucking miserable half the time. Mean.
No, the other day I did an independent show in West Virginia, and I met Maestro, and like I never met him before. And we were talking, and I remember just one time he told me a story about going to his house, and there was like 600 kids in there.
Yeah.
And the thing that caught me the most, he's like, I think I opened the microwave and there was a baby.
You talking about Robbie Kellum?
Yeah. Yeah, his family.
Shit, we've known that motherfucker for years.
Yeah, we've known him for a long time. His family had adopted a lot of kids. They took care of him, but it was just a lot of kids in one house. And I walked in, I was like, "Fuck, what the hell is going on?" I thought they were gonna kidnap my ass. This motherfucker sleeping in the bathtub. You know, I said, I opened the microwave. There's a little baby in there sleeping.
There's always something a little different about him.
Yeah, the Maestro. He's a good kid.
We were just talking about him earlier.
Why?
About the Gorgeous George thing.
Oh yeah.
Is it fact or fiction?
I don't know.
I don't really give a shit
He's
either.
related to Gorgeous George.
That's what he
That's what Mike
says.
said.
He told me that. I never verified my facts.
He was down in the mid-Atlantic.
I guess I thought it was just a gimmick.
He could have got a couple gorgeous rats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he meant her. Maybe she was one of them kids living in that house that day you went over there.
Could have been. They might have had the real Gorgeous George back there somewhere, fucking hemmed up in the
He
basement.
was supposed to be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in plastic in the freezer down in the basement.
There was one time we had to share a room somewhere, like, it might have been you. I think it was Jimmy Yang, but like, somebody was snoring so fucking loud, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I went to try and like sleep in the bathtub. I heard people do that, and like it was just the most uncomfortable thing ever. So one night I grabbed the mattress and I tried to bring it in put it in the bathtub kinda, but the bathroom's only like this wide, and the mattress is wide in the bathroom. So when I pushed it in there, it just made like a taco, like a mattress taco. I just jumped the middle of that motherfucker and I went to bed.
It wasn't me. I don't snore. I sleep on my belly.
Actually, you're always a high class hotel guy. You stayed in two fancy hotels for me. Like you like to have like carpets without semen on it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the AIDS infected bed sheets and shit like that.
You gotta love it when you pull the damn comforter back and there's blood on the sheets.
And what were you in there in Ireland when all that blood was on my bed? When we destroyed my hotel room and Jericho tried to throw the TV out of the fucking window.
No, I wish I wasn't.
And he was gonna throw the TV out and he goes, they'll never know it was us. And I go, what about when he come to my room and there's no fucking TV in here?
And it's out there on the sidewalk?
He goes, oh yeah. But anyway, boom, and we're back. Still got Daivari on the line, the Skype hotline. Anyway, I think we were talking about destroying hotel rooms and just being degenerates in particular. Who do you get to see? Do you see any more of the boys on the road any much? Where do you live, Texas?
It was was weird. I used to see fucking Masters all the time, and like it was awesome. Like when he got let go, like I probably saw him every weekend. Like we just happened to do the same shows together. I mean, I moved to Las Vegas, so like either I had some shit going on in LA or he had some shit going on in Las Vegas, and we didn't know each other. But I hadn't seen him in a while, and but now this weekend at Tommy's show and then at that FWE show at the House of Hardcore, we're gonna see each other in New York this weekend, and we had a running streak that every single nightclub me and him went up to, he would get thrown out of. Like every time with fail. We went to one in LA, and he pushed a guy off a 4-foot platform. He took a flat back bump on the dance floor. And the best part was he tried to jump off the fucking platform area to jump off the guy.
Like a crossbody?
What's that?
Like a crossbody?
No, he wanted like almost like a big like Lou Thesz press to fucking start slugging away on him. But when he landed on the dance floor, there was like a spilled drink. And he fucking slipped and did shoot leg drop on the guy's face and fucking knocked him out cold. So fucking Chris broke his ass. The guy got fucking knocked unconscious. And then like the bouncers came up and they looked at Chris and they looked at the fucking dead little Jewish guy on the floor and they just picked him up and threw his ass out. And me and Chris started dancing.
Now we here on Highway to Helms do not approve of violence in nightclubs specifically.
At least not on the show.
Mike, how do you feel about violence in nightclubs?
I fucking hate it!
There you have it.
Then we were at parking at the Bellagio here in Las Vegas, and he got thrown out for smoking on the dance floor. He's just
Smoking on the
he said, there's too many people here. There's no way they're gonna know. And it's like, all right. And he started smoking, and then within 30 seconds, we get some flashlights in our faces. You fuck out.
Like cigarettes? Like I didn't know he doesn't look like the cigarette smoking type guy.
No, well, he wasn't. It was crystal methamphetamine.
Oh, there you go. So it's the light stuff. The light stuff. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There was one other place they fucking threw our ass. I can't remember who it was, but I just remember just saying like, we can't go out anymore. Like I can't take you to nice places. Like this is what it's become. This is the basis of our friendship. It's just we go somewhere, we have a good time, then you can just throw it out.
Remember too, the last time we were all in LA, the fucking parking guy came up and started talking shit to him.
Yeah, because the guy
Outside of Denny's or some shit.
Yeah, we were parked somewhere we weren't supposed to be parked, and the valet guy was like, hey, this is for valet parking only. You can't self-park here. And then Chris was like, 1 second, and the dude went like this. And then Chris goes, did that motherfucker cross his arms?
Yeah. He got hot. The dude just sitting there like, that motherfucker just crossed his arms. And we're like, oh god.
Did he make him put his arms down? Put your arms down.
I think we convinced him just to get the fuck out of there and not kill nobody. Is there any way we could get out of this without killing somebody? That would be great. So House of Hardcore, SeanDaivari.com. That's still going good. You're selling merchandise and all kinds of shit on there.
I am now. Oh man, I feel horrible. I've been selling all kinds of fucking t-shirts and dolls like in the last day that I've been fucking sold out of for months. I don't want to refund all this money, but I also don't want to get some new shit. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about just robbing these motherfuckers.
Well, at least there's no record of that on a recorded podcast or anything.
No, I'll either have to get some new dolls somewhere and fucking sign them and send them out, or I'll just have to refund people's money.
I go to do a damn show last week, and somebody out there at the gimmick table is out there selling my fucking capes.
Did they know you're there? Sorry, I just had to take a yogurt break.
Yeah, they know I'm there. They know I'm gonna be selling my shit, and they're out there selling my capes. I'm like, I don't think I could ever do that. I could never sell nobody else's gimmick. We've had this talk before, because you'll sell some shit. You don't give a fuck whose it is.
Yeah, I'm selling fucking John Cena t-shirts every week.
So the views of Daivari are his and his alone, and in no way affect the business exercises of Highway.
Like, I'll do stuff where it's like, like I have pictures of like me and Collie and Mark Henry where like I know that a 4-year-old kid is only buying it because of them.
Right.
Like I'm thinking, I haven't been on TV with Collie for like 5 years, so the kid's 4 years old. That means he was -1. So you don't remember me if he's buying the picture.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about I'll see guys out there and they're selling, like you said, they're selling other guys' gimmicks and all kinds of other shit. And then I'm like, man, I could never do that.
Did you say something to the guy that was selling your capes?
Like, no, I didn't say nothing to him because I was like, man, I know I'm making way more money than he is anyway. So like, I didn't say nothing, but I was just like, because what was the point in saying anything to him if he didn't have enough common sense not to sell my shit when I'm on the fucking show?
He could have left that in the box until.
Yeah, he had a bunch of Rey Mysterio mask and Sin Cara shit and all these other toys. I was like, really? You got to sell my shit while I'm at the show, knowing I'm trying to sell this shit too? But I didn't say nothing.
But some of the guys, I don't know about everybody, but like there's one guy I do pay-per-view parties for, like in New York. He actually gets them from WWE. He has like a licensed merchant account with them, where he'll go and like he'll get like 60 like Miz and Ron Killings and like current T-shirts of current guys who are in the arenas, and then he goes like independent shows and sells them. He's like, I got the license, or even like I know a couple of the referees that used to work with TNA, like they buy like 1,000 Jeff Hardy and Hulk Hogan T-shirts directly from TNA. Like I know fucking TNA knows they're not selling those to a mark. Like they know they're buying them to fucking resell them. So,
yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with the business practice, but I'm saying if you're a worker and you're out there selling other
This was
guys,
another wrestler. It wasn't just some gimmick table guy.
it was some other wrestler.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, when you're a
you were just
wrestler,
mad 'cause none of the capes were selling.
huh?
So you were just mad because none of the capes were selling.
Nah, my cape sell like a motherfucker.
They sell like hotcakes.
Motherfucker said, you got one. It's too big for you. You're too short. It drags the floor.
And when I walk backwards, I trip on it. Fall. You ever trip on that thing when you're wearing it? Like you ever kind of like walking somewhere, like step on it and fall over or some shit?
No. You know why?
Just
Because I'm not
why?
stupid. I did. I told this story on here before. And talking about you in interviews, I remember when you used to do. He used to do this gimmick where he'd go to the top rope and he had a carpet, and he'd jump off and ride that motherfucker in a splash, like the flying carpet splash.
On WWE.
I don't know if he ever did it on TV, but he was gonna.
So they didn't want to do it.
He was gonna do it in a dark match or something. Did you do it in a dark match?
Yeah, I did it before. Like I did a job matches like before I was signed.
And he came up and asked me. That's the first time I decided I liked. Not that I decided. That's the first time I liked it because he came up and asked me, "Was it cool?" And I was like, "I didn't even know why the fuck you were asking me." And you're like, "No, because you put on the cape and jump off." And I just always thought that was real respectful that you even. Because a lot of guys wouldn't fucking. I didn't even put the two together. I was like, "Oh shit, that's cool, man." Because I tried to get you and Austin Aries hired that day, and fucking.
Fucking everybody did. And that was the. I never ever had such a positive reaction to any of the times I came around doing job matches to that night, and then and nothing came of it. And then every other time they kind of no sold me, and then they eventually signed me. And it was so weird that it was like that one time that they gave us such, everybody was saying good stuff to us, and then nothing happened. And then I kept coming back, and I never was put over, never was even like talked to by office people or nothing. And then one day they just broke all the blue and knocked me down. He offered me a job.
Yeah, I tried to get you and Austin hired that day, and I tried to get Austin hired during the cruiserweight division when I was the champ too, and they wouldn't do it.
I remember that. They hired the one kid from TNA instead, and he fucking ducked your finish.
Who that?
Nah, they didn't hire him. He was down. They'd already had him. He was a guy. It was Billy Kidman's cousin.
Just brought him on the road or something.
He was down in like OVW or somewhere, and it was a velocity match or something. I went to do the Wizard, and he fucking ducked, and I just busted my ass.
How'd you like that?
I was fucking furious, and then they fired him for it.
But the best part was the next day when they were all, not the next day, but the next week when Vince was laughing at every catering.
Well, we go in there. No, this is what popped Vince. I could hear people laughing. And as I'm walking in, I look and they're watching my match. I go, oh, fuck.
What'd you do after that?
Well, like, literally, I go to do the Wizard, and I'm all cocky, Gregory Helms shit. I got the guy set up on his knees. I'm walking to the corner. I'm like, I got this motherfucker. I got this shit. I run and go do it, and he fucking ducked. And I just landed on my damn back, and I just laid there for a couple seconds just looking at him going, what the fuck is this motherfucker? And you see me scramble up real hard, and I yank him up and fucking do the Nightmare on Helm Street and fucking pin him, and I'm all fucking mad. And I wasn't going to say nothing because when I did it, like maybe this leg comes up, and he thought that was it, and that's why he ducked, and whatever the fuck. I don't know what happened. But he fucking ducked it, and I was upset. But shit happens, just, I kind of asked him, I was like, man, what was the deal on ducking that finish? He goes, I think you just missed. And I was going, that motherfucker just tell me I missed my own shit. And I was shoe hot about it, but like, fuck this motherfucker. Because Tommy asked me to help him out, help him have a good little match. Because Tommy liked him because he was Billy Kidman's cousin. I was like, all right. And so but Tommy saw this shit, and Tommy's over there going, yeah, he's trying to play this
So he
shit
fucked
off.
up your finish and then blamed you for it?
And then blame me for it. So anyway, but like the boy said, the next week I'm walking down the catering, and I just hear motherfuckers laughing because they got this shit on loop now. They just watching me bust my ass and just lay there. That's what made it so funny. I just laid there going, what in the fuck? And so, and of course, so Johnny tries to get on it. Johnny goes, hey, Shane, what the fuck? You missed your finish. You missed your own finish. And I turned around and Vince is over there. It was one of the few times that Vince was in catering. Like, he didn't really eat in catering a lot, but this day he was. And I turned around to Johnny and I go, you hired the motherfucker, not me. And fucking Vince fucking popped huge. That might have been the biggest.
Was the guy under contract?
Yeah, it's down in like head of development on OBW. And Vince goes, that fucking shit. He came up to me later too. He goes, that catering, that was some good shit. And then, but I'm not happy that the guy got fired. I'm sure he didn't, intentionally fuck up. Maybe he just whatever had a bad second. But yeah, then they fired his ass. And there that is.
All right, good and worse. I really don't think that's why I fired him. I think they didn't pull him up on the road, but I think he hung around for a while after that.
That motherfucker was fired within 2 weeks from that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or they just wait just long enough to get him home so they could call him and not have to do it there at TV.
Well, till he wasn't in that good of shape anyway. He's like a short, fat cruiserweight. And it's like,
what'd you tell that dude over here that day? They don't hire fat cruiserweights.
They don't hire fat cruiserweights. There's no demand for fat cruiserweights. Like if you're Daivari knows what I'm talking about. If you're a smaller cat, you gotta at least look athletic, at least look like you can fucking fight. If you're out there and you're small, short.
You're smaller. It's more important to be better in shape than when you're just naturally a big guy because you have that uphill battle of everybody always assuming they can kick the fuck out of you.
And I remember the guy was slow and shit anyway. I would do a leapfrog and I was sitting there waiting to do the drop down. I was like, fuck, this guy's slow as shit. And I'm fucking 220 at the time, and it was just, I don't know, it wasn't that good of a match. But he could have just been having a bad day. I'm playing devil's advocate, I don't want to
say he sucked.
I don't want to bury him too much, but that was a bad fucking showing. I will say that. And Daivari enjoyed all of that shit.
Look, he's still laughing about it.
I wasn't there when it happened live. I must have been off that week or they didn't book me or something. But I was there the next week in catering and everyone was watching it. That was my favorite part.
You hired the motherfucker. You're fired. I just saw Shark Boy recently.
What's he up to?
He said, fuck Daivari.
He was one of my favorite people to hang out with. Like we're like two most like totally different people on the planet. Like he's from fucking like rural like Ohio, just kind of likes his football and beer and stuff. And I was a little bit more like raised in the city and stuff. But, like for some reason, he was like one of the few like hillbilly redneck guys that I actually enjoyed like hanging out with. Like anytime we travel together and hang out, we had so much fun.
Jimmy Yang had to be your favorite hillbilly though.
Jimmy Yang was my favorite just because his laugh was fucking infectious and contagious. Anything would pop that motherfucker and his laugh would make you laugh so hard.
He is laugh. They were Harold and Kumar. That's why I called him and Yang.
Yeah,
we were always
he was another guy that just anytime I go out and we just have a fun night. And he was, I think he just laughs anyways all the time, but he's just a giggly motherfucker and it just makes you feel good to hear him.
Smiling Jimmy.
He's going to come down and help us out with the show, right?
Yeah. Where do you live, Vegas?
Yeah, I live in Vegas now.
Why? Why not? That's a better question. Why not?
Why not is a better question. But no, like I was just kind of like I always kind of follow like real estate trends and stuff. And this place had the worst fucking real estate market crash in the entire nation. And it was kind of the only place where like my independent wrestling career I could still potentially buy a house cash, have it paid off.
Did you buy a KB house?
What's a KB house?
KB Homes. They built every damn house in that whole valley.
Oh, fucking everything's out there business here. I mean, this place, there's so many condos and townhouses that were built when the market was really strong for second homes. It's it was Las Vegas and Orlando. They're the two biggest tourist destinations in the United States. So they were all overdeveloped. People being like, fuck, a motherfucker that works at McDonald's can get qualified for 2 mortgages. So they just assumed everybody was going to get these second mortgages and buy a second home. And then when nobody started doing it, and then the banks stopped borrowing people money, they have fucking literally there are high rises here that are like 20% capacity, like 400 unit high rises that had like 100 sold units in it, and like 400, 500 empty ones.
But do they still have hookers?
Everywhere. I live in Tranny Town. Like where I live, this is so my fingers.
So Snitsky shows open a lot.
Yeah, this is Karen Avenue. And on this side is like the regular hookers. And you cross the street on Karen Avenue, and these are all the transvestite hookers.
So which side do you hang out in?
I go right down the middle of the fucking.
A little heat in there is all he needs.
There you go. 2 tits, a hole, and a heartbeat.
Give them a blowjob once or twice.
You been on the business end?
No, not yet.
Times ain't that hard?
Not yet. We're getting there. schedule, and I was just fucking shaking. I had like 2 bookings the whole month, and I was going, fuck it, what am I gonna do? And then like fuck it, I'll just have to do the Twitter and Facebook thing like everybody else. And I opened up one for like 5 minutes. I got 2 bookings, and I closed it back down.
Wow. Why can't you do it?
I like this. Like I like talking to you. You know, like I like just. I don't know, interact, like, I think people don't understand, like, if I had this same conversation with a wrestling fan, they get offended. Like, they don't understand, like,
I'm offended. I'm offended right now. I find you incredibly offensive.
Offensive to all the senses. Both sight, smell, taste.
What about when you were pissing blood from doing squats with Chris Benoit? Did you ever recover from that shit?
No, I don't think so, man. My fucking leg's so old, bro. I fucking train them all the time. I think they're, like, permanently damaged. I have like a mild case of like cerebral palsy now on my legs.
Why did he want you to do the squats anyway?
No, I wanted to do it with him.
So this is your fault.
It started out as my fault. It's kind of funny that this story kind of actually all came together after he killed himself, and then like I got the tail end of it. That I did that, and I was just fucking suffering. And the next day, Chris comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you have to do more. Like, your legs are full of lactic acid, you do more, the blood fucking pushes it out, otherwise they're just going to sit there, it's going to fucking hurt." This is the story that I thought happened. I found out after the fact that I was so fucking hurt the first day that when we got to the arena, I went to the fucking massage room, and I had my massage lady, like, work on my legs. There's a guy, they were working on my legs and stuff. And Shawn Michaels wanted to come in there to get a massage, and he came in. And, like, you know, I was, like, the fucking newest guy. I wasn't even a fucking wrestler. I was a manager. It was, like, my first year on the job. And I was in there, and he got all fucking bent out of shape about it. And he went and he told Hunter, and then Hunter said, "I got a great idea. Chris, go tell him he has to do more squats to make it better." And I was stupid enough to believe it. So it was all just, like, a fucking rip on me that I had no idea about. That's why I found out after the fact when they did that Raw, when after Benoit killed himself, and Hunter did, like an interview thing, and he said, like, you know, one time there was this new guy that went in the massage room because his legs were fucking hurting, and Sean had to wait outside for an hour to get his, and, you know, he sold out the show and was fucking in the main event. The fucking guy, manager, match won, his first month of the job is holding up the massage line, and then he told how Chris made me do, like, 1,000 more squats after I was already fucking dead.
Now, why?
Were we just talking about this earlier?
So but here's the story. The flip side of that is this motherfucker's so hurt, and we knew you were hurt. He was pissing some kind of fucking blood fluid out of his fucking little ding dong. And he comes in there and he has a bottle like this, and it looks like fucking Dr. Pepper. And I was like, "What is that?" He goes, "I just pissed that." I was like, "Ah! What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's telling me his legs all fucked up. He goes to get a massage. We all know he's fucked up, and Shawn Michaels gets pissed off that he's getting a massage at head of
Your
him.
buddy.
There you go.
You got to watch that massage room.
Not a big deal. Like, I see it now. Like, I know, like, you guys have your heat, but, like, if I was the guy working up top for fucking 12 months, you're beat up as shit. Like, if you saw a fucking new guy in there and you're fucking waiting, you know, the main event kind of depends on you tonight, and you're on the fucking 13th day of a 20-day tour, you don't think you maybe super glue one of the shoes to the ceiling or something?
No, and I damn sure wouldn't go tattletale to my boyfriend Hunter about it.
Getting you fired up again.
That's what I wouldn't do. I mean, if I would have said something, it would have been to you. I'm that guy. You know me. I was like, "Motherfucker, get the fuck up on the fucking table. I gotta fucking get down."
Grab you by the ankles and yank you off.
If I was gonna be pissed off about it, I would say it to you. I wouldn't go and go, "Oh, you ain't gonna believe this." Oh no. I would have.
I was like, you know what the funny part is? I'm sure like a bunch of people had to have known, and it took me about 3 years before I found out about that. There had to have been somebody that knew that I was just having the fucking shit ripped out of me.
I knew. I thought you knew. I knew right away.
No idea. Until I saw that fucking video that Hunter did. I
No,
had no idea whatsoever.
I knew right away.
But thanks for smarting me up.
I thought you knew. I don't know how you didn't know. I know how you didn't know. Cause you're stupid.
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
Are you stupid? Where did that come from? Can I ask you something? Are you stupid?
You gave me, are you retarded? Can I ask you something? Are you retarded?
Yeah, but you can't say retarded no more.
It's offensive.
No, that was that Big G Rilla guy. Remember, he got lost on the way to the building, and he shows up at we're doing a house show, and he shows up and he's all disheveled. Like, it ain't that fucking big of a deal, but he's like, "Hey guys, I want to let you know I'm sorry I'm late. It's all my fault. you know, I just made a wrong turn somewhere. And I didn't know this guy from anybody. He's fucking gigantic. And I just go, you know why? Because you're stupid. And then I just turned around and I'm over there fucking trying to bite my fucking lip to keep from laughing. And I went to him later. I was like, dude, I was totally just fucking with you. Like, nobody even cares that you're late. You know, if you hadn't said anything, nobody would have even fucking noticed. But he was just being respectful. And that's how that started. You know why? Because you're stupid. I did that shit with Dan Quartermere, Rodemere. Remember that guy? Dan Rodemere, that tall fucking guy? And I go, hey man, I got a gimmick for you. He goes, what? And I go, Dan the Queer Rodemere. And he goes, yeah? And I go, yeah, nobody's ever said that? He goes, no. And I go, oh. And then I just turned around and I think like Booker T or somebody's looking at me and I'm trying not to fucking laugh because if I laugh, I'm going to give it away. And he just sits there and he waits for me for like 30 seconds to say I'm joking or something, but I don't say shit. I'm just sitting there fucking with my damn hands or whatever. And finally he just leaves and then we all fucking bust out laughing. Then I had to go to him later and go, dude, it's a fucking joke. What the hell's wrong with you? Huh?
Then he had to call him Julie and Terry, like, cancel the queer trucks.
Yeah, probably. No offense to my queer friends, Daivari included. Well, cool, Daddy. I think I'm sick of talking to you already.
Already?
Yeah, there will be no ear raping.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's the ear rapist.
When I get too drunk, I will start talking to you. Yeah, like that. But you can't stop me. I'll just get going and going and going.
We were in, where were we? Montreal.
Oh, that was another fucking crazy night. I completely forgot about that night. Remember when, like, we just didn't sleep and you had to take a train to the next town? Like, trains even exist, apparently.
Yeah, but that was beautiful, man. That's the first and only time I'd ever been on a train, and it was from Montreal to upstate New York. It was all this beautiful scenery, like lakes and forests and shit. I had the whole cart to myself. I was like, this is fun. I got up, went to the food thing. It was one of those cool trains, man. I'd do that shit now. That was way better than flying.
Yeah,
I rode on a train one time.
Crazy,
it's not bad.
Shit and joke about the door.
No, yeah, wasn't nowhere near as exciting as yours. But we
didn't sleep that night.
It's me, him, and some other people, and this motherfucker he was all vodka and Red Bull and amped the fuck up and just fucking, and he just said, I'm like, all right, leave me the fuck alone. I was like, man, dude, you're fucking talking too much. And then one time I go and I'm sitting there talking to some chick, and Daivari comes over her shoulder and is talking to me. He comes like from behind over her shoulder. I'm just going, motherfucker, go away. You're killing me. And then on the way to the train, he kept texting me, and I'm like, go to fucking sleep, because you got to stay there.
I had another shot in somewhere else in Quebec that night, and I remember like we got like your train was at like 7 a.m. So
yes.
I must have not got to my hotel till like 8 or 9 a.m. after not sleeping all night.
Yeah, we didn't go to bed.
Laying in bed doing this, like I just couldn't sleep. I was so geeked up. I just started texting and everything. And that was the same time when we came in on the same flight, and we see a guy in a Hurricane t-shirt. And we just went up with our bags, and we just stood by him and started talking to him, like, are we ever going to go to the show? And he's like, what show? Like, you're not our driver?
We thought, yeah, me, you, and Shelton, we got off the plane, and we go there, and there's a guy in a Hurricane shirt, so we go up to him thinking this was our driver, and it was just some motherfucker that happened to be there in a Hurricane shirt.
Did he recognize you?
I'm not sure he did.
No, I think he did. I think he was just like, oh, hey, Hurricane Daivari Shelton. That's why I think we assumed he was our driver.
And we just sitting there going, so we gonna leave? He's like, what are you talking about? Like, are you our ride? No.
I can be. Come on.
Okay. Well, fuck it. That was pretty fucking awesome. Motherfucker was over by at least one dude in Montreal.
That's what happens, man. I got you're Jerry Seinfeld, and you have a million Kramers, Elaines, and Georges just floating around you all the time.
I am a walking episode of Seinfeld. That's why, like, when people hear all this shit that happens, they just don't understand. If I'm around, there's like a gravity of fucking nonsense that's going to happen, and I'll just be watching, or it'll be involved with me. Something.
Which is very observant.
I've been part of it for years.
Yeah, without a doubt, you've been the cause of many of it for fucking years.
Jerry was never the fucking. He was never the catastrophe. The catastrophe just surrounded him.
He was the straight man.
Yeah.
It was always just fucking catastrophe surrounding him.
And anytime, 9 times out of 10, if there was ever any like squabbling, it was always me trying to fucking get away from it, but then I can't. And once I finally realize I can't get out of it, my damn
then you're in the middle of it.
My switch will just flip. Yeah, if I can't get away, then I'm fucking jumping in. With those skills right there. See that shit? motherfucking body shots. Well, cool, Daddy-O. Man, we're gonna break on out of here to the other side. Good luck on House of Hardcore this week, man. Try not to choke him up. Actually, I want that to be your new finish. If that ain't your new finish from now on,
The Weaver lock.
You're missing the fucking boat.
You know what we didn't even talk about this. This is the funniest part that kind of gets glossed over by everybody. Is that motherfucker pissed his pants when I choked him out?
Did he smell like asparagus?
No, he was so unhealthy. He was the fattest fucker. That motherfucker ate a vegetable in like 10 years. Big fat rock.
Do you know why? Do you know why I asked that?
Why?
What happens when you eat asparagus?
What? You
It
go
makes
crazy?
your fucking piss stink like fucking asparagus, and it's terrible.
Asparagus. It's as if you fucking shit the asparagus out and re-ate it like this not your day.
I'll have to try that when I get home.
There, see, that escalated quickly. But did you get any urine on you?
No, I don't think so. The worst part for me though was I had like a really nice watch that I bought when I was with WWE. Where I threw that fucker out the train and fucking broke, and I just saw it fly out the door with it. I was like, no! Really in slow motion. As I sat back down, I was like, I will never be able to afford to replace that.
The whole watch went out the door?
Like the actual like pin broke from the fucking thing, and it was just like one long piece that just flew out the door with it. And then I like went across and all the tracks on the other side.
So this guy woke up, got the watch.
Yeah, he got your fucking watch.
No, I mean that motherfucker was like 300 pounds. He was like 2 inches. The watch was fucking forever.
No, in our minds, he woke up, he got your fucking watch, went and pawned that shit, made a couple grand, and now he's laughing at your ass right now. He's gonna be watching this going, fuck that motherfucker.
While he eats his asparagus.
Don't give that pawn shop. They went, this motherfucker smells like this.
Well, cool, Daddy-O, man. Well, thanks for doing the show. I'm glad you didn't get hurt and was able to dissolve that situation, man. It's actually a little brave thing you did. So, all bullshit aside, man, that was pretty brave. So, and hilarious at the same time.
It was more silly than anything.
Well, cool. Well, you take care, Daddy-O.
Buddy.
Take it easy, brother.